Let's talk through the best position changes for every single position in college football 25. But before we get into that, I want to show y'all a method for the wide receivers to essentially make their overall go crazy without actually cheating the game. Or maybe it is cheating the game. Y'all let me know. For the tight end video, a few of y'all was on the side that it's cheating, other side that is player progression. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. Other than that, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate y'all for watching. Go over to my Twitch for my live streaming series. Also, if y'all have any interest in joining the online Dynasty, DM me on Instagram. It's a PS5 league. We have about 10 spots left. Please, competitive players only, man. Competitive online players only. DM me on the gram. Follow me also. The league is also 1.5 stars or less. A lot of rules, so keep that in mind. So I want to do a couple things here, man. We have 2 players, wide receivers, I want to focus on. And I'm also interested in doing this for other positions and see if it works. Y'all seen what we did with the tight end. That video did very well on my channel, so a lot of you guys seen it. And we essentially made the vertical threat tight end one of the best tight ends in the game. I believe you do the same thing with the possession tight end, but we're going to try it with the receiver. And specifically, I heard it works with the physical threat receiver. And we got a guy here who's maxed out. His name is John, and he is maxed out. And what is his overall? So I'm looking at the overall in the top right corner. Y'all see it. He's a 73 overall. He's maxed out. And then also this guy right here. He's a 77 overall route running receiver who's damn near maxed out. He could get a tad bit better. What I want to do, I want to change their position to left tackle. Like I said, we're working with a 77 and then also a 73. And we're going to change both of their positions to left tackle. So we changed both their overalls to left tackle. They are respective 35 and 34 overall. We're at the position change week, man. I want to do this a couple different ways. We're going to advance to the off-season training and see what happened. And then also I'm going to advance to the next year and see, and we're going to move them back over to receiver. I want to see if their overall is going to shoot up like we've seen with the tight end. Consider that they both was damn near maxed out. The one guy was absolutely maxed out, and he was maxed out as a 73. The other guy, he could get a little bit better. He was a 77 overall. But let's advance and see what happened. Wait, y'all let me know, is this game cooked? Is the game cooked, man? How does this happen? So, we move both these receivers to left tackle. Why did he just jump up like 40 overalls? So, John, he was the 35 overall. Our other guy, Henry, was the 34 overall, and they both just jumped up. So 77 overall left tackle. He weighs 128 pounds. I promise y'all, all I did was advance. I did not change these players' ratings whatsoever. All I did was advance a week to off-season training, and why are they actually pretty good tackles at 190 pounds, man? You look here, so the agility, the speed is absolutely crazy. The blocking is not terrible. For this man to weigh 190 is not terrible. The run blocking is also not bad. This is actually very interesting, man. I got to do a lot more experimenting. Let's look at John, the other guy we moved over. 99 awareness. The speed is obviously crazy for a tackle, but the run blocking, like this is actually solid run blocking. And the strength 81. Listen, that's higher than some pass blocking guys in this game. 81 strength is literally higher than some old linemen in this game. The pass blocking 77, but even the 69, 67 is not terrible at all, man. This is actually, I don't know what to think. This is actually crazy work. Let's advance a year, and I want to advance, and I'm gonna move them back to wide receiver. I want to see how the overall changes, but I was honestly not expecting this, man. All right, so we advanced a year, and we're at this point. So our guys are still the 77 and 73 overall at left tackle. Let's move them both over to wide receiver. So if we move him to tight end, he's going to jump up to a 95 overall tight end. That's actually nuts, man. He would jump up to a 95 overall tight end because he got the blocking ability. Wow. And he also could run routes pretty well. The tight end might be the way to go. But we're going to move him back over to receiver because I want to test something. Another guy, 93 overall tight end now because he got the blocking ability. Also, he was a route running receiver. And we move him back to route running. And let's actually see what that overall is. It'd be lying on that screen right there. So he's up to an 82 overall, which is pretty good. That's solid. He got better. And because he was only a 77 and he's up to an 80, what was it, 82? So he's actually a better player now that he developed a year at tackle. And then also our guy John, he is up to a 75, which is better. He was maxed out at a 73. He only went up 2 overalls. Only 2 overalls. Now, what this makes me think of, like, if I have a guy, a physical receiver that's maxed out, I should just, or especially if he's like a 70, 80 overall, somewhere in that ballpark where he's not really starting, I'm better off moving him to tight end for a year and letting him marinate there, let him go through all season training, and then the following year, then move him to tight end, and he's going to jump up in overall, man, because he's going to get that year progression at left tackle or O-line, wherever you move him to. And why do these guys have 99 awareness? Awareness is crazy. I mean, they can still catch the ball. They got the route running is what it is, but the blocking is just going to be out this world, man, especially for, you know, a wide receiver. I will say this is interesting. We're learning here, man. We are learning. I think we could build upon this, and I think we could really find something crazy here. I think we could really find something crazy, but I definitely think pitting these, even wide receivers that maxed out, put them at left tackle, O-line, let them marinate, and then move them over to tight end. That might be the wave. All right, so now let's talk through the best position changes, and we're going to go, like I said, position by position to start this video. And quarterback, it's simple. You get the athlete scrambler quarterback. They can either play quarterback, wide receiver, running back. Sometimes they can play defense, but I usually put them at quarterback, man. If you want to move them over to wide receiver, or excuse me, move them over to running back, they overall jump up every single time, man. They jump up to super high overalls, but for me personally, I never think that overall actually match how good they actually are. And when I say that, it's like they speed only might be at 86, but you move in the running back, they overall goes up like 5, and you get a running back with low speed, carrying not great. Like, the attributes don't always look as good. I will show y'all, but we don't have one on the roster. We got this guy, but you move in the running back, he's not an athlete scrambling quarterback, so we actually don't have a true one on the roster. But you will get those guys, you will see them, and when you actually move them, it's like they overall jump up. So if you care about pro potential, it's a great move. But if you care about actually having a good running back that you're going to use with your user, I really don't suggest that. I suggest keeping them at quarterback, probably not moving them to wide receiver or running back. I'm usually keeping them at quarterback unless I don't need a quarterback. Now we get to the running back, man, and you got 3 athlete running backs in this game, man, and I love 2 of them, or I really love one of them. The power back, the athlete power back, moving them over to D-line. I think that's one of the best things in this game you could do, moving the athlete running back, because they're going to come in with such high speed, still good power moves. I love them. I love that. The athlete receiving back, okay. The athlete elusive back, also okay. Not my favorites, man. Not my favorites, especially the elusive back. I think my issue with that is they could play wide receiver better than they could play running back. So if you want to move them over to wide receiver, I wouldn't advise it because they're going to cap out and overall faster. It's a fact that running backs on average get to higher overalls than receivers in this game. So if you want to move them over because you need a receiver, then do it. But I would suggest keeping them at running back. And also with the athlete receiving backs, also, I just don't love them, man. You can move them to the defense side of the ball sometimes, linebacker, but I would rather just go after a regular running back. And then same thing here, man. You can move the receivers, any receivers you got, you can move them down to running back. So that's going to transition perfect into the receiver room, man. You click here, and most of these receivers are just going to be a higher overall at running back. And same thing with the quarterbacks. I don't always agree. I don't always think these guys are better running backs. But the game tend to, man. Some of these guys will have literally like 60, 70 carrying rating, can't truck it for nothing, but they just got good speed, juke move solid, good change of direction, and the computer thinks they're a much better running back. So like I said, if you want to do it for like overall wise, or you just like to have the best overall team, or even try to get players drafted, I get it from that perspective. But if you're doing it because you feel like that's actually a better running back, look at the actual individual attributes, man. Whatever you value, whether you value change of direction on your running backs, whatever you value, look at those attributes. Because I promise you, having a running back with 68 carrying is not going to be fun for anyone. Even though he's an 83 overall at running back, I don't think it's going to be fun for anyone with 68 carrying. So tight end, we talked about tight end, man. There's a lot of things you can finesse here. A lot of things you can finesse. I got to continue to experiment with this, but I like what I've seen the past week at tight end position. We're learning, man. We're learning. And now I think vertical threat tight ends could be the best, or the best tight end in the game if you do that method I showed in the last video. They will be the best tight end in the game every single time. Even a guy like this, he was a vertical tight end that we moved over to left tackle, and then we moved him back, and now he's up to an 85 overall. But he got some little bit of speed, some catching. He still could run routes, but guess what? He can also block now. 83 pass blocking, the run blocking still solid, 75, 77, 75. Like, he can do a little bit of everything, man. And then also even got the 75 strength. Not great, but that's doable. That's going to be enough for a tight end. And when it comes to O-line, I think this is one of your best chances to reset abilities, man. And, you know, if you into that, if you're not, it's up to you. If you think it's cheating, don't do it. But I'm here to provide y'all the information. And like I said, I think it's one of the best positions, O-line and D-line, to reset abilities, man. Because you'll get some guys like this. He's an 86 overall. He only got one ability and his second level. Well, guess what? If move his position, and then also he's a higher overall if you move him to a guard. So we're going to do just that. We're going to move him to left guard. We actually don't have any left guards on the roster, so that's perfect. Move him to left guard. His overall goes up, and then also he gets 2 more abilities, which is perfect. We love that. We love to see that. 2 more abilities, and his overall has jumped up, so he's in a better position to get drafted. So I would definitely do that on the O-line, and then also just look around and just go through and see who's better at what position. Oftentimes, as you click, I usually don't do tight end. If you do tight end, do what you want. I'm usually not doing it, but oftentimes you're able to see that some of these guys are just better at other positions, and that threshold to get drafted, 86, 87 overall, and that's the true overall, the overall on the right side of your screen. That overall in the middle, tactician, that does not affect players getting drafted. So you need that true overall to get to around, like I said, 86, 87, depending on the position. So if you got a guy, you move him to a certain position, his overall going to jump up, and now he's able to get drafted and help your pro potential, especially as a small program. That's super useful here, man. And then the D-line, man, I think some of the best position changes, I already talked about it. The running back, athlete, power back moving to the D-line. I love that, man. Also, the athlete center moving over to D-tackle is a pretty good combination. And then also, if you want to reset abilities, it's some pretty good chances to do, man. Especially if you got guys high overall like this, 90 overall. He only got quick jump and pocket disruptor. I believe that's on bronze. Well, guess what? If we move him over to the right end position, and we'll see if his abilities change, and it does, man. His quick jump has went up, and he also got takedown on goal, so he gained the extra ability. Like I said, it's a little cheesy. I don't do it for my Temple Dynasty or any of my dynasties where I'm actually like playing for fun. I don't do it for mine, but if you want to do it, knock yourself out, man. Then also obviously the run stopper moving over to D-tackle is a classic, man. We got a senior right here. He's an 80 overall run stopper. You click here, moving to D-tackle, he jump up 2 overalls. I mean, that's a given, especially for a guy like me that run a 4-3 defense. That's instant. I don't need a power rusher coming off the edge, and now I get a guy that's going to be a higher overall at D-tackle, and there's going to be a player better fit. And I get an opportunity for him to get more abilities. He did not have all these abilities. I know my face cam blocking the last one, but he has 4 abilities now. Recruit is that last one on silver. And then also you can move D tackles over to the D line, or excuse me, the outside. I usually don't do it unless I got a speed rushing D tackle. Like a guy like this, I might consider moving him over to the outside, but he don't have crazy speed. Nor, no, his finesse moves is pretty good. 91 finesse moves, but with slow speed coming off the edge, he does weigh 290. Block shedding is dirt. That's why I don't like the speed rushers, man. Block shedding 69 with the boost is crazy. That's nasty work, man. But you click here, and he's worse at the outside because he don't have no speed, man. You want a speed rusher to have a little bit of speed, acceleration, agility. So once they at D-tackle, I usually don't move them to the outside just because them D-tackles, I don't know. I feel like you could do without them almost, man. You could just recruit power or run stopping D ends and move them to D-tackle more so than you could do it the other way around. And then linebacker, the main thing here, you just got to focus on not getting a speed rusher, man. You get a speed rusher outside linebacker, he's cooked. You got to move his position, man, because they, like I said, they do not develop. And you get here, man, if we move him to the outside, to the right outside linebacker, oh, his overall going to go up too. It's a glitch in the game. Speed rusher is a glitch. outside linebacker at least. For the D-line, all good, but outside linebacker, his overall will not go up. So just make sure you're not doing that, man. And then other than that, I love to get the athlete middle linebackers. Best player on the defense. I almost want to say best player in the game, best recruit in the game, but literally the best player on defense, and they could play anywhere on defense, man. D-line, D-tackle, might sound crazy. They could play D-tackle, corner, throw them boys at safety. They could literally play anywhere. They come in with the good speed, good everything. So I really do love that archetype in this game. And you get you one, you put them wherever you need. I like to recruit a bunch of them and just move them all throughout my defense. And then outside linebacker, same thing here, man. Just make sure no speed rushers. Cornerbacks, man. A lot of people been telling me they get receivers with high speed and they move them over to cornerback. Well, now I kind of understand it, man. I understand it now. You feel me? After seeing what just happened when we moved the wide receiver to left tackle and both of them guys jumped up to the 70 overalls. Well, if you move a receiver to corner that's not an athlete, I'm not talking about the athlete receivers. People just be moving normal receivers to corner, and they might start off as a 40 overall. But once you go to off-season training, they'll actually jump up in overall. And we're going to do it here, man. We're going to do it. Let's see, who should we move? And let's move this guy right here, Colin. So we move Colin over to corner. He's going to be a 44 overall corner. Not good. Let's also move another guy here. And let's move you. You're a 70 overall receiver. And you're going to be a 51 overall man corner. So we're going to move both those guys. I'm just interested to see how they're going to jump up. I imagine they will. We'll advance in a second and we'll really dive into it. And then also the safeties, obviously. I like the hybrid safeties. As far as the gameplay, I hate them for player progression. They don't develop at all, man. But I do love them when it comes to actual gameplay because they have good man, good zone coverage, and they can also tackle. And I like that for my safety. But when you do get a hybrid safety, you're probably better off moving on the corner, especially a guy like this, man. 95 speed. The man and zone coverage not terrible. Press coverage solid. Like, this is a guy you probably want to move over the corner. He's going to transition to a man corner. If he transitioned to a slot corner, that would have been ideal because slot corners is the best corners in this game when it comes to progression. So I'd rather move to a slot corner like this guy right here, Robert. He's going to transition to a slot corner. Overall, also going to jump up. That's perfect because slot corners, like I said, they develop the best in this game. So I went ahead. You saw me move them two receivers over the corner. We advanced the training results. And I'm interested to see how these players jumped up in overall. Hey, man. Whoa. Colin. He was just, what, a 40 overall? Now he's an 84 overall corner, and he's a starter for us, man. Training results might be... Okay, we might have to do another video on this. Okay, and then the other guy jumps up to an 80 overall. At the other position, where was he? Receiver? He was just a 70 overall junior receiver. And now, look at this, man. Now he is a star cornerback. Like, when I say star, look at his attributes. 85 man, 89 zone, the press is low, 66. But 91 speed is that he's literally the best or the second best well-rounded corner in the room, man. Outside the top guy, he is the second most well-rounded corner. Even Colin, 83 on his man, 76 on the zone, press coverage solid, catching out this world as he was a receiver. I mean, and he's only a sophomore, man. Okay, y'all, that might just unlock something, man. That might just unlock something. He was literally just a 50 overall. And with player progression, he has jumped up to be a star corner. And obviously, y'all can switch out kicker, punter, move them back and forth whenever you need to for position changes. It don't really matter. You can move them back and forth. But that's all I got for y'all today, man. If y'all learned anything at all, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, man. Let me know if I need to drop like another version of this because I am very interested, man. Like, I'm very interested. Like, you could literally just move players around and they actually develop at random positions, like wide receiver developing at left tackle to be at least solid. And when I say solid, 77 overall is very solid, coming from a 34, 35 overall. So I want to do some more testing. Y'all just let me know what y'all want to see specifically, and I'll be sure to drop it. Other than that, like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Click the video on the screen now for my temple rebuild.